What's up, everybody? It's your girl T from Adventures of Spirits, and welcome to Spiritmas Day 15. And today we'll be tasting and reviewing two bourbons today. Okay, today we'll be tasting Bardstown Bottle and Bond, and we've already spoken about what bottle and bond mean, and Larceny Barrel Proof Bourbon. So we're about to taste two bourbons that a little up in proof. Let me see. Larceny is actually a higher proof at 124.2, where Bardstown is 100 proof. So let's get into it, shall we? All right. So poured in my glass is Bardstown. So a little bit about Bardstown, and I'm going to read from my notes in reference to Bardstown. It's basically the Bottle and Bond series. This one is 6 years old. It's 100 proof, and it actually is sourced out of Kentucky. Now, their mash bill is actually on the actual bottle here, and it is 68% corn, 20% wheat, and 12% malted barley. So, just so you know, and it was distilled in the fall of 2017. All of that information is on the bottle, and why? Because it's bottled in bond. And bottled in bond means that it needs to be a bourbon that is made by one distiller, well, distilled by one distiller in one distillery. Suppose I gotta look back at my notes. I don't memorize everything. One distillation season, meaning it's either during the first part of the season or the second season. Okay. It has to be bottled at 100 proof, and it has to be aged for at least 4 years. So, with that stated, that lets you know that bottle and bond means it's supposed to be some serious business. Now, it also has to be housed in a government, federal regulated government warehouse. So it can be supervised by the government. And it's a funny story when it gets to Larceny, because you'll get an understanding of their whole purpose of their logo right here about the lock in reference to just that. Your supervised government that's supposed to be looking over your rick house. Sometimes they're crooked too, but we'll get on over to that story in Larceny in a minute. But for right now, let's get back to Bardstown. So with Bardstown, it says that I am supposed to be tasting baked peach with cream, cocoa, lemon, stone fruit, toffee, smooth mouthfeel, and an enduring finish. That is what they said I'm supposed to experience with Bardstown. Okay. They have won some awards, 2024, SFWSC, don't know what that acronym means, gold medal artwork, and San Francisco World Spirits gold medal. So, for those of you out in that world who live in that world, woo, I guess, right? And it's usually priced around an average of about $50, and that's just an average. So you may get it for less or more, but don't forget it is bottled in bond, so it may cost a little more. It says that the flavor is supposed to be sweet, with a little less spice with this one. And some say that you can compare it to Weller, which we did review before previously. You can always look back in my playlist and click on Weller and you will see it. But some say that is better than Weller. So let's see if that's true. Okay, because I've tasted both. I've tasted Weller, basically, a couple of Wellers. The green label, the black label, the red label, and the white label. So I think there's a gold label. I haven't tried that. But it's fairly priced for what it is. So don't know if there's any fun facts about Bardstown. Sometimes I like to look it up because sometimes it may have a funny story like this one right here. So I'm gonna just look real quick, y'all. Let's see. Let's see what kind of fun facts there are about Bardstown, if there are any. Let me see. Nothing interesting. Most of this is just about how it's made. I guess since it's federally supervised, governmentally supervised, that it can't have that much excitement, right? Um, but basically, the founders are Peter Lofton, David Mandel, and Daniel Lindy and Garnett Black. They began the Bardstown, Kentucky operation with the idea of offering a destination experience. Ooh, what does that mean? For bourbon lovers, and building a custom distilling program that now creates over 50 unique mash bills for more than 30 spirits brands in the industry. I might want to do a little more research on this one. Um, but that is pretty much all it is. There's nothing special. It doesn't say anything about the people who owned it, like if there's a special connection or anything of that nature. But it's actually pretty good. Okay, so let's go on in here and let's go ahead and get into hold on a second. Oh, okay. No, I thought this has something to do with the Bardstown, but it does not. But let's get into it and see if I'm going to smell and taste all of those wonderful, sweet, delicious things that they say I'm going to taste without the spice for it to be 100 proof, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Now it smells nice. You smell your usual bourbons, your caramel, your vanilla, your oak. Don't smell too much spice. Don't smell too much spice at all. It does smell like a Weller. It does. But you know what? I could also mistaken this for I could mistaken this for the the Blantons, to be honest with you. Because it has like it's a sweet smell to it. It's a sweeter smell than some of the other bourbons. Even like a Maker's Mark, not saying it's exact, but it's along those flavor notes. All right, well, let's go ahead and taste it, shall we? One more. Definitely sweet. Not sweet like, ooh, not like Moscato wine sweet for those people. The spice is there. They lied. They said that not much spice. The spice to me is what I would expect in 100 proof. The spice is there. My gums are burning. Not burning, but they're warm. Um, the flavor palette definitely coats your entire tongue. Your entire palate, should I say. Um, and the finish is not finishing. It still tastes like I just took a sip. The notes, the taste is exactly what I smell. All of those flavors. Now it did say something about, I'm trying to look to see, it said I'm supposed to taste something special. Hold on. Peach and cream. I don't taste no peach. I don't taste no cream either. I do taste citrus, more on the lemon side. Toffee, yes, I can taste that. Of course, you get the vanilla and the caramel, but I don't taste the peach. I don't taste peach. One more time. Want to see if I missed it. I don't taste peach. So I don't taste the peach note, the peach flavor, but it might just be me. Everybody's flavor palette is different. What you taste and what you smell will usually be similar to people, but a lot of the times you will taste something that someone else does not. But I don't taste the peach. But anyway, so Bardstown, definitely a win. Even though I don't taste what they say I'm supposed to taste, this is a win. This is something I would definitely keep on my bar. This black label right here. Now they have a whole line of them. They have the green label, the white label, the beige label, I think they have an orange label, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. It might just be the outline of one of them. But there's multiples. I think there's like 5 or 6 different Bardstowns, just so you know. You got the black bottle and bond. I'm sure they got the barrel proof. I'm sure they got just the regular straight bourbon and so forth. So I know they have a rye. I do know that. That's the green label. But Bardstown, definitely on your bar. Definitely worth the money. Yes, it is. And it is very flavorful. You can drink it straight on ice, or, well, I don't know if I would waste it in the cocktail. The flavor is very good. You could put it, like I tell you, I try not to tell people how to drink their stuff. But the thing is, if you want the best out of it, then sometimes it's best to drink it how it was intended to be drank. But drink it how you want to drink it. Me personally, I would not use my Bardstown in a cocktail. I just wouldn't. Unless I just didn't have anything else. I put it that way. It wouldn't be the first one I would reach for to go mix it in a cocktail. But definitely neat and definitely on ice. Definitely. The flavor palette is so rich that you don't want to mix it. You don't want to lose any of that flavor. So that's that. So let's talk about Larceny, shall we? Move that one up to the front. Okay. So Larceny. So Larceny, and I just remember the story about Larceny. I'll sit here and I'll tell you the normal information about, the Larceny and the proof and so forth. But just so you know, usually Larceny barrel proof will run you anywhere between $50 to $70, depending on where you get it from. Only because it's barrel proof. Okay. Basically, it's not mixed with anything else. It's straight out the barrel. Straight out the barrel. There's nothing else with it. But speaking of government buildings, let me just tell you the information about the doggone Larceny first before I even get into this. So basically, Larceny is basically equal parts oats, spice, and it's sweet. So it has a very consistent palate. This one is 124.2 proof. It is batch number A124. Let you know 24 means the year. So this is a release of 2024. I try to stay up to date on those, but sometimes I may not get there, I'm not always in the package store. And I may not always get a phone call. But it's a Kentucky straight bourbon. The actual logo says John E. Fitzgerald, and he was actually the government official that was overseeing their rick houses. Just like you said, like bottling bond, looking over the make sure things was going just what was supposed to occur. Well, just so you know, with Larceny, and the story is actually on the back of the bottle. I'm glad that they put it on the back of the of here. But basically, there the logo is a keyhole, and I know, and then you got his signature on there, right? So the reason why it's a keyhole because he was the government official, John Fitzgerald, who was overseeing the rick houses for the bourbon, and what he was responsible for going in and making sure everything was the way it's supposed to, supervise basically. But what he used to do is go and sift him a little tasty taste out of the barrels. So, like I said, you know, let me get me another glass so I can pour the Larceny. That to me always tickled my stomach. It tickled my stomach because I'm like, here it is, it's somebody that you're paying, right? Because you're making certain bourbon that needs to be government regulated. And not only do you have to meet certain regulations, but you also have to have someone, a federal official, to actually look over your rick house, per the requirements in order for it to be labeled a certain way. And just to know that they were going in there to help themselves. Now, they're not the master taster. They're not the ones telling you, hey, this is ready. This is a good year. So I really don't know. I just want to know, when they caught him, what made them put his signature and a representation of it on the bottle. I'm just that is the part where I'm baffled. And maybe I just need to read up on it a little more to see what the outcome of the story was. But I can tell you that was the funniest story I ever heard. And I said, you know what, it fits just fine for the government. It does not surprise me at all. Here it is, somebody with total access, and they decided they wanted to have their own happy hour off of your bourbon. They just ciphering it up out the barrel. So anyway, just wanted to share that fun fact about Larceny with you. But Larceny, Larceny is, they do win awards and recognitions. Hold on a second. It's a wheated bourbon. And it actually was part of Whiskey Advocates. And it won Whiskey of the Year in 2020. It's aged about 6 to 8 years, 6 to 8 years old. Larceny barrel proof. Well, because this one is barrel proof, 6 to 8. Let me see who owns them. Now, this is something that I didn't remember from the last time. I did review Larceny, but not the barrel proof. This is my first time tasting the barrel proof. I've tasted the regular. I haven't tasted barrel proof, so I know it's going to be a lot more spice and it's going to be a lot more warm. Basically, Heaven Hill. Heaven Hill acquired it in 1999. Yeah. They, every time I look up Larceny, it talks about the same funny situation that I was telling you about. But Heaven Hill actually is the main owner of Larceny at this time. So with that stated, let's go ahead and take this to the nose, shall we? Woo! Oh, this is different. Ooh, this is different. This is different. Very different. It smells good though, but it's different. So when I first took in the notes, I smelled herbal, I smelled nuts, I smelled citrus, I smelled I can see it, but I can't remember what it is. What is it? It'll come to me, and when it does, I'll let you know. But I'm not about to drag this video out trying to reach into my geriatric brain here. Of course, you get your caramel and your vanilla. And yes, I do smell spice, which means it's about to hit me because it is 124.2 proof. Okay. I smell banana. Smell banana. I smell orange. It's enriched with so many notes. Like I can sit here and like just check off. Like if someone gave me a list, I could say, yep, it does smell like that. It does smell like that. But you know, it's hard to articulate the flavors because you know you taste it before, you just don't know or remember when and what it actually is. I smell gum, like sweet gum. I smell toffee. And it smells the same in both nostrils, which is very rare. Maybe it just means that both of my sinuses are open. This smells good. Oh, this definitely is good. This is good. So I'm about to taste this. I know it's gonna hit me, y'all. Hold on. Let me just get a little bit of water. Let me get a little bit of water. I'm sorry. Let me get a little bit of water. Okay. Let me get ready for this. Whoo, let me get ready for this. Woo. Okay. I taste your usual. I'm not going to say caramel and vanilla anymore because it's always there. A little bit of spice, believe it or not. A little bit of spice. But the warm hit my throat. Okay, that proof hit my throat. It wasn't spicy with it. It was just hot with it. Banana. Toffee. I'm trying to see what I taste that I already took in with my nose. Ooh. Ooh, still hit, y'all. Ooh, now my chest warm and everything. Ooh, Lord. Okay. Orange. I taste orange. I can't get past this warmth. I'm gonna add a little water to it to see if I can actually taste the flavor. I should have just put a little like drop in there, but too heavy-handed with the water. Okay. Now that the warm, adding the water took the warmth away. In addition to what I already said, almonds, and I know Keith is gonna laugh at me. Okay, Keith is from the Bourbon House, the Bourbon Shop. Sorry. If you all haven't been to his channel, go ahead. He does a lot of reviews for bourbons and whiskeys, and sometimes he even ventures out and does other spirits. But majority of the time, spirit and whiskeys, bourbons and whiskeys, and he would give a description of cereal dust. And I used to laugh, and I would always go in the comments and say, what the heck you mean cereal dust? And whatever he would taste, if I had the bottle, I would taste it to see if I tasted cereal dust. And never did. I tasted today. I tasted with this Larceny barrel proof. I taste cereal dust. So Keith, if you're looking at this, I taste the cereal dust. I have succumbed to the cereal dust. The Fruit Loops, bottom of the bag, after all the Fruit Loops are gone and there's nothing but the little crushy things, and you happen to taste that in your mouth, I taste the cereal dust. So I'm just going to admit that because I just stood firm on, I don't know what you're talking about with the cereal dust. Because there's some tasting notes that he would say that I'm like, you what? You taste what? You know, so when I have the bottle, I would taste it to go, no, I don't get that. I don't know what you're tasting, you know, but I taste the cereal dust. I do taste the cereal dust. But anyway, Larceny, yes. For your home bar, yes. Price point, is it good for it? Yes. Is it worth it? Yes. Would you drink it neat? Yes. Drink it on ice? Yes. Would you mix it? Don't do that. But if you must, do what you want to do. But yes, all the above. Definitely something that you want to keep on your bar and enjoy for yourself. And usually when I tell you all about keeping something on your bar, it doesn't mean for you to buy a whole bar. It just means that if you're apt to trying different things and you don't see one thing and you want to see what else you can get, then this is something else that you can get, you know, that you would want to get and put up there just to know that someone else has tasted it and said that they liked it. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to like it, but you may like it just the same way as the person who tasted it did. But outside of that, you all have a good evening, and I will see you on Spiritmas Day 16, and Day 16 is Smoke Wagon. So we'll be tasting Smoke Wagon, and then of course we'll have Tuesday Libations following on Day 17. So with all that said, you all have a great holiday if I don't see you after today, but hopefully I will see you on Spiritmas Day 16 with Smoke Wagon. You all have a very, very, very good holiday. See ya.
Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the they done baptized the bad guy. Still don't follow religion. The fabric's not average. The cotton's Egyptian. 500 for the shoes come dirty, but the European. Less is more and less is the bank. Up the score, I pull up from trade. From the tray, I'm ballin' like Trey. Do what I can, I do what you can't. I wrote this 30,000 feet up, 10 toes stay G'd up. I'm tryna get that type of wealth like a house on the hills, can't see us. Say the money still me up.